Yeah, he just hates everything about it.
So no
Um,
no BS. Our advocate is yeah, we're talking about our right now we're talking about NXT 2.0, which no BS so kindly in the comments is already called NXT 2.0.
you know,
Ah, well,
up till that wedding, I enjoyed it. Um, as far as I mean, whatever, visually and like concept, like what is it, conceptual? Is that like the art kind of thing? Whatever, the colors and all that. Whatever. I mean, it's brighter. I mentioned I mean, a couple people as far as I haven't seen as much that much white since uh, Shawn Michaels God entrance or I don't remember what the other one was that I said. But anyway, it was just the color. It just got whatever the white ropes. I really like the white ropes. And me and you were talking, and you're like, you gotta be like a real wrestling fan to pay attention to what color the ropes are.
I
Um,
that's on
I
Twitter. You gotta
I
be
enjoyed that
you gotta
color.
be a pretty big wrestling fan to have an opinion on ropes, the color of the ropes. Yeah, I like the red,
Yeah,
white, and blue. I'm partial to the red, white, and blue. No BS says I'm the Paul Heyman of the group. I like dark and dingy Philadelphia bingo halls. Uh,
yeah. Well, I mean, Max Shaw's the same way as far as he likes that darker, smokier
Dirty Matt.
uh, atmosphere. I mean, but I mean, I do. I mean, what NXT was with the cage, like with the fence up on the board, like that just kind of lost it for me after a while. I just think, I mean, visually, it just looks, I don't know, better. I To me, it does, and I don't know if they're trying to make it as close to what Raw and SmackDown look like. Um, but besides that, the talent that they had, the debuts, like the amount of debuts that they had on the show of pushing these new talent. That's why I really digged about it. Um, there's one, two, three, four, five plus. I mean, there have been more than five, but debuts all on one show, which I thought was really freaking cool. As far as we didn't know who they were, they weren't coming from another company. It was just straight up just new talent, which I think that's what Vince wants. He doesn't want to go from bringing people from the indies or anything like that um, as much or at
There's a
all.
there's there,
And
there's
like
a
he wants that homegrown
well there's a
talent.
big reason for that. It's because he can own them.
Mm,
Uh,
right, right.
No BS says looks like the Teletubbies shot a load all over the place. Ah, Bukaki, Teletubby Bukaki. Ah. Uh, uh, he says I think
Bukaki.
most of us knew Steiner's kid.
Well, yeah. I mean, he looked it. I mean, if he wasn't wearing what he wore, I may have not, but then I probably would have figured. I mean, if I hadn't known, I don't know. Well, like everyone else, like I mean, you had Rick Steiner's son, you had uh, Bo Beverly's son from the Beverly
Hillbillies.
Brothers, and then you had
From Beverly Crusher.
uh, Paul Buchanan's son.
Hashtag Star Trek
So
jokes.
I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, um, Star Trek.
Yeah, you knew the
Yeah, I know
yeah you
nothing
knew the
about.
reference. What the hell? How'd that happen? Oh, you didn't?
No, I
Okay.
didn't. I did not. I did not. I
I
didn't hear
said
what you said.
Beverly Crusher.
Something about. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Doctor.
I know that that wasn't their finisher. So
um, dude, the colors. Like when I first looked at it, it looked like uh, it sort of had this feel of the '80s WWF,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But then it was too
Mm-hmm.
clean. Like I'm not a big fan of the clean. But anyway, the reason, see, it's really easy to me. Nobia says, I do get what Vince is doing with NXT. As AEW basically becomes the mainstream place for all the indie darlings to go, Vince developing in-house talent makes sense. That's
Mm-hmm.
once again great point. I also feel like there's you see all the social media streaming issues they had with their talent. Remember that last year?
Right.
They
Yep.
like
Yep.
basically it kind of boiled down to WWE wanting a cut from everything, and like if they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
stream, you had to be under their umbrella, under their IPOs, not IPOs, but this is not initial public offering. Trademark, basically, their names.
Right.
And with see, what's happening is you get somebody like CM Punk. WWE did not own CM Punk. What does
Mm-hmm.
that mean? The CM Punk name, the CM Punk shirt is the same as it was in WWE. CM Punk's theme
Mm-hmm.
song is the same as it was in the WWE. And it's basically like, hey, we put this kid or we put him in front of millions and millions, millions and millions. That's right, of
And
eyes. And basically,
right.
they don't want to be a commercial for any other promotion. Does that make sense? Uh, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's another reason why NXT went the way it went, because a lot of these people are indies, like AEW or like No BS is saying, and uh, they can leave with all their name and all their shit intact. That's why when they get on the main roster, all those things change. Is because, hey, we want to own all the rights. So if you do leave, you have to rebuild yourself under something else. And with Daniel
Mm-hmm.
Bryan, fortunately for Daniel Bryan, he had music from uh, uh, which is basically classical music, public domain.
Right.
You just have to.
Right.
They just
The movie
re-recorded
or
it at AEW.
whatever.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, really, the way that works is all they can do actually is WWE may record that song to use it for them, and then AEW can also record that same song if they wanted to. But they can't use the recordings, but they can use the song itself. I don't know, whatever.
Right.
Anyway, I think
Yeah.
that's part of it. That's a big part of it too, because they just kept seeing their stars go and basically take almost everything intact. And I think WWE wants control of it. So the rebranding of NXT is absolutely to build develop new talent, in-house talent, and not give platforms to indies. So I think they're kind of like, thank you AEW for taking all these indies, but meanwhile they're still not paying attention to their main fucking product, which is just starting to lose certain segments. Although it is what ratings don't have a ton to do with who's really watching, not anymore. So
Right.
it's not a
Right.
telltale
Yeah.
sign.
Like I don't know, all the ratings. It's what 18 to
Yeah,
49 is what they're like highly focused. I mean, that's a freaking the hell of a
yeah,
range.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, I don't really. I'm not a ratings guy. I don't really care. I mean, it's interesting to see, but it's like what usually ends up happening is whether it's a really good AEW show or a really good WWE show or like Raw or SmackDown, NXT, whatever. If it's really good, the ratings end up being less than the week before, which I was not as good of a show for me, and but it was a lower rating, and I'm just like, all right, well, whatever. But then again, I'm not watching it. I don't usually watch it live, so I'm not part
You're
of
not.
that. I'm not part of the number. Like I'm not part of the numbers, so like I'm not helping them at all. But whatever.
Yeah, it's
Do
YouTube,
I?
man.
I don't know.
That's where
I mean, I
I'm.
like.
I'm looking at their social media. Let's. I'm gonna check WWE right now. Let's check their channel. They were over 80 million subscribers. They're 81.7 million subscribers. So basically, every month that we do our podcast, there's like an extra million subscribers to WWE's YouTube channel alone. So you want to talk
Right.
ratings? Like, where's
Well, that's the
NXT?
thing, though, and I think it might have been. I think it might have been No BS that brought it up. Of maybe WWE should even just try and do a YouTube, a wrestling show on their YouTube or something like that. Like put I don't know, put 205 Live or I mean, well, screw 205 Live. Just I don't know, maybe have like maybe do that with a developmental show or something and put that on YouTube every week or something.
AEW is at
I don't
2.7
know.
million. So if you want to know the difference, there's your
Wow.
difference. But that's that. AEW has put WWE on notice. So
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but I mean, like I said, I mean, everything that goes up for the most part comes down.
except
I mean,
subscribers, because they're too lazy to unsubscribe.
that's true. And it's just like I don't know, like I can already feel like I'm not. I can already feel like the cheers and stuff for Punk. I mean, it's different now because they're going to a different city each week. So it's a different city, so they're going to get these people are going to pop for them. Whether it be I mean Cole's getting these huge pops right now, especially when he with a song and he gets that Adam Cole baby and everybody like that's just everyone gets into it and like that's it's just it sounds amazing. But I mean, eventually it's just gonna I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like with Aleister Black, Malachi Black, I'm already like just freaking fight Cody already or something. Like I don't really like. I'm already losing interest in that feud. I'm already losing interest in his matches. Um, you know, CM Punk, whatever. I mean, he's gonna have these matches, and he's helping the younger talent, which is good to see. Um, Brian and Omega is gonna happen. Sure, that's gonna be cool, but after that, Dan and Brian, I don't know. So it's like there's reasons that these guys were let go, and you'll see why. I mean, I don't know. I'm very biased. I'm very biased when it comes to WWE and AEW, but I've been pretty good about watching both shows, both brands.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I just can't watch AEW Dark because that's just like it seems like 80 matches are on that show. But I do watch Dynamite and I do watch Rampage. I might forget about it and watch it like 4 days later, but
I
I
just
watch it
watched
eventually.
the clips. You know, I just
Right.
watched the clips. Whatever.
Um, but again, with NXT, I really like the direction that they're going with the new talent and just new faces and it's just new and I don't know like Von Wagner, which is Bo Beverly's kid. Kyle O'Reilly got attacked and he couldn't be in the main event, so they put this kid in the main event. And so right away he's getting a huge push. Vince thinks he's a future WrestleMania main eventer. No, he stayed in there in the match. I mean, you could tell that he got his dues in, pretty much taking everyone's finishers or whatever. Um, but yeah, we're getting new tag teams, um, getting some new females. Um, yeah, but now it's gonna be okay. So what's gonna be happening? And that's where I think maybe at the draft we're gonna get a lot of call ups, perhaps,
Mm,
um, to make room for. I mean, NXT did pretty good as far as getting their matches in. Um, I mean, I think I counted five matches in the first hour, which was like nice
yeah.
tempo. Um, yeah, up until that wedding, I just didn't. I mean, even the main event, I was kind of like not really totally focused on it. I don't know why. Might probably just getting late for me, but um,
Yeah,
or so I don't know. I'm seeing good
No
things
BS
though.
says, I think the only thing that will keep my eyes on NXT for now is Rex Steiner and Parker Bordeaux. Rex Steiner.
Yeah,
I kind of like that
it should be
80s stuff.
it should be Rex.
So,
It should be Rex Steiner. They changed his name again.
well,
They changed so many things. Like, and it's. I mean, whatever the name changes, I don't get why they changed that so soon. Um, but I guess I got. I mean, well, I'll let you finish your part on the new NXT. You like the
yeah,
80s thing,
I for some reason, it's not even 80s, really. I just like the colors of it. It reminded me of the 80s, which, it's kind of
right?
that's like
Like
I
Sigma.
like that era, even though it's not quite most well liked
I
by most people. So I like for
right
some reason
for some.
Doink. The colors remind me of Doink, and Doink is like one of my favorites, especially after we put him over.
Right. I mean, I hate the new theme song. I don't think it should be a hip hop. I don't think it should be a rap song as their theme song, but whatever. And then again, it doesn't mean that they're not going to make they're not going to make any changes based off of what people think. I mean, but then again, there were a few wrestlers. I mean, I guess I only really know one that I read about, but Frankie Monet, um, uh, Morrison's wife. She pretty much just warned the fans of it might not be what you're expecting, but just keep an open mind and good things are happening. So whatever. It's only been 1 week. They can make changes in in the near future, whatever to adapt. Um, so we'll see. Um, yeah,
Well, No BS says Parker's name has been changed twice already, and he hasn't made his debut. What does that sound? What does that
it's gonna
sound
be
like
like
to you? It looks like AEW Light. So what No BS says. I like the colors, man. I do like the colors. I got to be honest. It is definitely for some reason it harkens back to the '80s for me, and that was a fun decade for me as far as wrestling goes.
I just think when they change they moved to the CWC. And then they got it was cool at first. And it was cool for a while. Well, I can tell like then when they're revamping it, I'm like, okay, it is time for a change. It is time to expand the seating, get more fans in there. That was good to see. It was actually a crowd. Um, but like I mean, and then and then I understand your guys' part. I mean, like as far as like being too clean. Um, but I enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
it was all right. I'm not quite there with the um, No BS on the whole NXT 2.0. I think it's cool that they're actually
It just
debuting new talent and they're trying to build up talent. I think that's cool. And he says Dynamite has the same colors except black background instead of white. So Dynamite has that tie dye shit. Really? I mean, I'm gonna check
I mean,
that. Let me check that. Uh,
I don't mind. I don't mind it not having any black. Like, no, too much. It's about the third time where I had to catch myself from saying a line.
um, I don't know. It doesn't look like AEW looks like. Um, I'm trying to look at. Oh, I see. All Elite AEW wrestling. You mean Rampage has the same similar thing? No. Hmm. I'm not exactly sure what he's talking about. Same logo. But anyway, Dynamite AEW logo. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, you mean kind of like the wallpaper for it? Yeah, okay. Okay.
like the paint splatter
It's
kind
more
of thing.
like it's not quite paint splatter. It looks like like if you spread like a whole bunch of a million tiny seeds,
Oh, okay, got you,
like an
got you. Okay,
explosion. Yeah, like
kind of
that.
like the color runs. So people throw colors of
Yes,
like powder
powder. There we
in the
go.
air.
Wait, powder. Okay.
Okay,
The other
okay.
one looks like splatter paint. This looks like blown up powder of different colors. And one's white. Is I see what you're saying. I see. I see. No, no, he's
Uh,
right. He's right.
so glad we're not interior
Oh God.
designers.
Well, it's like you got to remember English is my second language still. So sometimes I can't find the right word. I'm thinking in two languages. Get off of me. That's my excuse for getting old.
Yeah, well, or whatever. Either
Okay, but
way.
no, I see that.
Uh,
I was surprised, honestly. Like I was
yeah,
like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is kind of fun. It's a little 80ish.
they've they've never been colorful though. I mean, that's really the
Yeah,
thing. And the most color they had was SmackDown,
blue.
white
Yeah.
and blue, and then red, like red, blue, and then a little bit of white, and then it's just all been black and whatever. I mean,
It's no,
yeah,
I do kind of like the
I'll
colors.
get
I
it.
do like the colors. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
that's that. It's cool place, cool idea. Let's see what they do with it. We didn't like the wedding. I think all three of us didn't like the wedding. Or
yeah,
Big D liked the wedding until the end.
maybe just all
He's
those
he
people are going to be up on the
he
main
he
roster.
he was waiting for the tables to get flipped somewhere, and the swerve was nothing happened. So
I don't know what I
you
was
were
waiting
waiting for a
for,
surprise. You're
but
you're you're
it's all
waiting
right.
for shoot, who could even
Just
The
really,
Rock shows up on
why
NXT.
can't I why can't I marry someone like India?
Oh,
God,
really?
I mean that's what
Oh,
it
are
is.
you? Wait. There's
No, I don't.
jealousy.
I mean, she is. No, there's no jealousy.
I thought you were a Tony Storm kind of guy.
It's all
That's right.
Tony,
Yeah,
baby. She was on
that's
SmackDown
right.
this week. She was on SmackDown for like 3 minutes
Hey,
this week. No entrance, a count out. Man, what a great way to feature
I
somebody.
have a joke. I was gonna say she was in
Uh,
SmackDown for 3 minutes or 6 minutes in slow motion. That's a deep joke, deep cuts. No BS says I was waiting for Eric Bischoff. That was Eric Bischoff. You mean his like karate outfit? All right, what are we gonna? Yeah,
oh, good.
much ado about a dead horse.